Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Saturday Night Slam Fest. My name is Token, and we're here shoutcasting over a recording of Salty Bet, in which we have Evil Zangief about to fight against Colossus, a la Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's an HD Zangief, I would like to point that out, so obviously frame perfect in everything he does. There's a Dedekuma at his feet, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that in mind when placing your bets. I have refrained from betting in this one. Spider-Man has somehow gotten to it. I see. We're swapping out of Spider-Man. No Captain America for him this time. It's Colossus with Spider-Man and Captain America as his assists, a la Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Salty Bet, ladies and gentlemen. Colossus immediately going in for a strike. Zangief getting him in a lock. Lariat followed up. Thanos on screen, not one of the assists that was brought in, nor Juggernaut. That is not a good frame grab by Zangief, but they let him have it anyway. That was an insane move by Zangief. No way that should have landed. But it was a solid grab, good enough for the Mugen system apparently. Starting with the aerial suplex. Dodging through, the spinning lariat. Zangief cannot be stopped in his HD form. Even with Colossus's super moves, he cannot stand up to the power of Zangief. That said, Colossus landed a solid kick. It is 1-1 here. Again, starting off with the immediate pile driver. Aerial axe chop. Pile driver again, spinning pile driver. Bringing Colossus to big pile driver country. 3 times in a row. Couldn't land the aerial axe kick. Dodging through him and catching him once again in the headlock. That's going to be Evil Zangief for the win, ladies and gentlemen. One more round. I'm sorry. This is a best of 3. This is a best of 5, not a best of 3. I was mistaken. Cannot stop the Geef when it comes to those pile drivers, though. Colossus just can't wrap his head around them. Piccolo in the background there, out here to support his favorite Street Fighter character. It is 2-2 here. Did not expect that. Colossus coming back. Clearly the crowd favorite is Colossus at 2 million versus 400,000. A 5-1 payout if you bet on Zangief. And it looks like that's where the smart money is, ladies and gentlemen. Silver Samurai in the back there. Thanos can't even stop Evil Zangief. That's another pile. One more solid pile driver and Zangief's got... that's it. Zangief has finished stealing one of Akuma's moves. Evil Zangief wrapping up, taking down Colossus. A 5-1 payout if you bet on Evil Zangief. Hulk versus Silver Samurai on Salty Bet up next. For those of you who aren't familiar with Salty Bet, it is computer-generated fighting using the Mugen engine. You can wager your digital currency. As you can see, I have 1,100 big ones. Probably won't be wagering. This is mostly a shoutcast. Not sure what's with all the Marvel vs. Capcom, however. I'm not sure if it's just a Marvel vs. Capcom day, or if it's just, you got Tron and Dr. Doom involved. Interesting combo against Hulk EX. I have a personal rule when it comes to this game, and that is to not bet on Dragon Ball. However, as you can see, with the exception of, that might be Nell in the background, there is no Dragon Ball here. Anywhere to be seen on screen. Salty Bet, ladies and gentlemen. Look it up. It's fantastic. Once again, I'm MC Token, and I'm here covering it for Saturday Night Slam Fest. Will this be on Saturday night? Probably not. 1 in 7 chance. You never know. Bets are placed. Crowd favorite, easily the Silver Samurai. Not quite as drastic as the last one, however, where it had only 1 to 1.6 payout. You can see the bets off to the left there. Thought it'd be fun to include such things. Dr. Doom assist starting off right away. Silver Samurai clearly has the speed on here. Unlike Evil Zangief, Hulk cannot seem to get those frame grabs down. He is being brutalized on screen right now. Silver Samurai barely haven't taken a scratch. Already built that super. Hulk could not get to him. A 32-hit combo with that lightning. Bunny Girl Felicia says it all, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to see more of her. If we could knock Hulk back over to the left, get ourselves a good look at that. That's just some maid waifu. Unfortunately, Hulk got his super off, so there's no Bunny Felicia for us yet. Silver Samurai, apparently having switched elements, was not aware he could do this. As far as I know, Silver Samurai, I do not recall Silver Samurai in, a fighting game prior. Hulk actually won that. I was adjusting my chair arm. I did not see how that happened. That's an upset as far as I'm concerned. Looking at the Silver Samurai, you do not think he'd be taken down by the Hulk here. Especially, apparently he is an X-Men. I'm going to assume he was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, as all the others certainly seem to be in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Hulk included. Evil Zangief. Well, there was Zangief in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I believe. It was not Evil Zangief, as far as I know. Silver Samurai once again taking down Hulk. With the team of Tron and Dr. Doom. Not seeing a lot of Tron, mostly Dr. Doom in the assists. 62 hit combo that was with his crazy lightning ability. Hulk has yet to lay a hand on the Silver Samurai in this one. Silver Samurai just needs one win and he'll take home this particular match. It looks like he's going to get it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Hulk is combo locking him. This could be the comeback, ladies and gentlemen. 1 pixel of health left, and Hulk EX brings down Silver Samurai. Tiebreaker round. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't write this stuff. Tron on screen, a rarity. Relying heavily on the assists this round, seem to have paid off for the Silver Samurai. Hulk has been put down by the Silver Samurai, a la Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That Tron pose decidedly for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Evil Zangief versus Silver Samurai. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some sort of Marvel vs. Capcom event going on. Let's see if Evil Zangief can succeed where Hulk failed in the grappling maneuvers. I don't know who that is. Akuma shows up to kill M. Bison. Still on screen during the character selection of Marvel vs. Capcom. Seems to be largely Marvel X-Men characters in that particular roster. Only to be interrupted by HD Evil Zangief. As you can see, this is the Mugen Champion field we are fighting at. Bets are currently open. From experience of watching these two fighters, I would have to say, as much as I love Zangief, true and dear to my heart as he is, I think the Silver Samurai is going to be the one to take home the victory today. Betting is now closed. It would seem the crowd favorite is Evil Zangief. Bold. I was not prepared for Evil Zangief to be the crowd favorite. At a 1.8 to 1 payout. Immediately starting off, that reach on that grab. It's insane. That combo, though. Ooh, Evil Zangief does not have the health to sustain this. Aerial combo there as Silver Samurai puts him down. A close one, though. Let's see that reach on that grab. God, I would pay good money for that. Followed by an immediate follow-up that he stole from Akuma. That I can't remember the name of right now, so I feel quite embarrassed. That's it for Silver Samurai. I want to call him the Steel Samurai because I've been playing Phoenix Wright. You'll forgive me. Evil Zangief takes round 2. Immediate aerial. That combo. If that combo gets off, it is bad news for Evil Zangief. That was a joke of a fight that time. The double suplex followed by a spinning pile driver. Good move by Zangief. You'll love to see it. Another pile driver. Can he land a third one, ladies and gentlemen? Ooh, doesn't look like it. Looks like Silver Samurai is taking this round. Not over yet. Apparently. Double pile driver. Maybe a triple pile driver. Followed by, or suplex rather. Followed by the pile driver. There's the lightning combo. He's able to block. Ooh! DDT by Evil Zangief. There's the Akuma move. And he's down, ladies and gentlemen. Akuma Super. I'm not Googling. Okay, but what's it called? Insta Pile Driver, a classic of evil Zangief at this point, followed by the lightning. How do I use Akuma's super meter is the main question. Okay, but what is it? That's the one that's annoying me. 2 to 4, how many rounds have we got here? How many times must the Silver Samurai take the lead? Is it the first to win 2 in a row, perhaps? Evil Zangief chest daying at the Silver Samurai. It's Satsu. Excuse me, it's not Tatsu, it's Satsu. Super interrupted by a pile driver. The best way to interrupt a super. Another pile driver spinning. Aerial ice move. Doesn't seem as effective as the lightning. A bold decision to switch to that one. Another pile driver. He gets another pile driver off. Does not look like he will be able to. That is Zangief down at 3 to 5. Does that put this? It does put the Silver Samurai as the victor of this apparent Capcom versus Marvel match. Changing game mode, ladies and gentlemen. Check out Waifu Wars Online. Helping sponsor things like Salty Bet. This is broadcast live via Twitch. These are computer-generated matches, both controlled by AIs, which people bet fake money on. We're returning to Salty Bet at the 14:30 mark. I'll have to remember to edit that out. Team Missing Gases versus Team Funny Number on Salt Mine. Bets are open. Why do I suddenly have $84,000 to bet with? I don't remember this. I remember having 1,100. I placed no bet prior. We have Missing No Funny Assist and Missing No Funny Assist, apparently. These are the fighters, ladies and gentlemen. Quite the spectacle that was. Pretty sure it's glitching out here. Here we go. Bets are closed. Apparently I have $84,000. Or 8,400, I'm sorry. I'm not even sure what happened there. No amount of commentary. We got 2 missing numbers. Really seems like the red missing number is doing better than the blue one. That was a fight, apparently. Mr. Batter versus Mr. Nuts on Salt Mine. Let's go here. Mr. Batter versus Mr. Nuts. Who's it gonna be, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully we can commentate on this one. There's Mr. Nuts, and here's Mr. Batter, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Nuts, looking a bit like a knockoff Conkers of Conker's Bad Fur Day fame. Mr. Batter, I'm not familiar with. I was expecting an off reference, to be perfectly frank. However, he's posed the way a fighting game character would, so perhaps he is from some sort of fighting game. Frankly, if I had to wager on one of these fighters, I would not count Mr. Nuts out, partially because he has a period in his name after the Mr. That's very important. But also, the oddballs tend to surprise you. Mr. Batter. Mr. Bates, Mr. Battery, no. I'm getting no hits from Mr. Batter. Doesn't appear to be the strongest of individuals. That is Ronald McDonald fighting the Flash in the background. Flash can't keep up. Much slower paced fight. Mr. Nuts able to summon the woodland critters of the forest to assist him in this, while Mr. Batter appears to have Tatsus and Hadoukens. He appears to be a reskin of Ryu of Street Fighter, particularly with that moveset. Possibly Street Fighter 1, frankly. Although, given he's blonde, he could be a reskin of Ken. Maybe even Dan Hibiki, who knows. The critters of the woodland forest, however, are not helping Mr. Nuts as much as you think they would. Although large, in-charge mole there. The small mole, not so much. The large, in-charge mole is a very good stun. Mr. Nuts needs more than just 2 friends, however, if he's going to hold his own against Mr. Batter. Mr. Batter, a very thrilling timeout here on Salty Bet, rarely seen. Mr. Batter the clear favorite at a 3-to-1 payout. Mr. Nuts, I can't help but feel, not exactly top-tier fighting material. Mr. Batter, at least, seems like, albeit a little slow and easy to stun, he at least seems like a fighter. Whereas Mr. Nuts, regrettably to my earlier prediction, does not seem like he belongs here. Partially because he keeps sending other creatures to fight for him, suggesting that they should have been here instead of him. Is not stopping the crowd from going wild in the background, however, ladies and gentlemen. He threw a present at him. Apparently, Mr. Batter is the interesting type of fighter who's concerned that everyone gets a participation award as he's giving gifts to his rival here, Mr. Nuts. Looks like Mr. Batter's going to win once again in a timeout victory. Hopefully this is only a best of 3. We can just move on right away. Flipping off the camera. Team Fastest Team Alive versus Team Running in the 90s on Salt Mine. Apparently a capital D reference will be fighting versus the Fastest Team Alive. Ah, yes, the Ginyu Force versus what appears to be reskins of King of Fighters games, including King herself. Now, as per the golden rule, you understand, no betting on Dragon Ball, so obviously Team Birder and Quickman. Was Quickman even? Oh, Quickman, yes. Quickman of Mega Man fame, no doubt. Well, it's still half Dragon Ball, so I'm going to have to recommend against betting on Birder and Quickman in Team Fastest Team Alive. And instead, go for Team King of Fighters. I forget their actual name, but there it is. Full credit, full credit. Quickman challenge complete. Well, alright then. Fast though they may be, I sincerely doubt Birder will be of any help. Bet's pretty evenly split on this one, 1-to-1 payout. Living up to their name, Team Fastest Team Alive immediately speeding out. Quickman obviously doing most of the work. Kaio nearly done from King of Fighters 98. King of 95 still holding on a little bit. Doesn't look good for either of them. A good comeback, though, as Birder takes one in the chest. Kaio being the last one alive for Team King of Fighters. Wouldn't count them out yet. You saw that one hit he got, and they're already putting the smackdown on Birder. Ladies and gentlemen, never bet on Dragon Ball. Quickman now taking a beating as King of Fighters meter builds, and they burn their supers. Birder's already down, and Quickman is soon to follow. You thought it was in the bag, but unfortunately, anything can surprise you here in Salty Back. Tiebreaker round, and sure enough, needing to charge up, Birder immediately having his ass handed to him. A super it may have been, but it was not enough to put them in any sort of noticeable lead. King applying wicked fast kicks in an ironic move against Team Fastest Team Alive. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dragon Ball character is once again defeated. Never bet on Dragon Ball here on Salty Bet. Despite a clear victory in the first round, a handy victory, they were owned absolutely. The DK crew versus not actual reptiles on Salt Mine. This appears to be team combat. An exhibition match. Ooh. On the one hand, there appears Reptile and Red Snake. I'm not familiar with Red Snake, but she is a gorgeous piece of everything. And then there's Giga Donkey Kong, who appears to be taking up 99% of the screen, Ape Man not even being present on the screen. Unless that is Ape Man, in which case Donkey Kong needs to sue for likeness rights. However, given the pure size, I tend to lean towards the larger characters as their hitboxes tend to be, as it was, larger. Smart money in this one is on Donkey Kong and Ape Man. That said, it'll be exciting to watch how this shakes out in the betting minds, and who bets on what. Well, that's a bit redundant. Still have yet to see Reptile exploded. Alright then. Still have yet to see this Ape Man individual. Only seen Donkey Kong. Oh, Ape Man's the tiny Microsoft Paint thing that is creating projectiles, it seems. A la E.T. the Atari 2600. Donkey Kong getting his ass handed to him. Reptile ironically short enough that he can actually go under most attacks here. Donkey Kong's defeated. Reptile blasting away with the help of Red Snake. who is neither red nor a snake, I would like to point out. She fights with a snake style, however, the red is entirely misknown. Shaking her butt at the camera, Red Snake and Reptile win. A solid first round. Once again, as we've seen in the previous battle, it's never too soon to count anyone out. Despite a decisive victory in that round, it could always turn the tide. Donkey Kong taking, once again, another hard beating early on. Donkey Kong miserably defeated, all up to 8-man at this point. Given 8-man's skill set and projectiles, this is unlikely. Not sure where Reptile got to. It's just Red Snake versus 8-man on this. But Reptile appearing right at the end there, very confusingly. Forgive me, nothing to be forgiven for except the fact that, well, now her hair's red. Still, though, that was a decisive victory. 0.5 oppresses versus Team Fenry Yoshi. Half oppresses. Unfamiliar with half oppresses, frankly. We have Thyri Henry and Kira Yoshikage versus 05 oppresses. Given the frame skipping currently going on and already in the loading screen, which is designed to not actually be allowed to do this, I'm gonna say 05 oppresses has the clear advantage here, sporting a 420 hit combo. Another 420 hit combo on the loading screen. Remember, this is when the fighters are positioned and do not have health. They should not be allowed to do that. Despite this, they are blinking in and out of existence at rapid high frame rate speeds. The smart money is absolutely on 05 oppresses. They are just too fast to hit. You cannot keep up with them. Luigi, this appears to be a Smash Bros type scenario with Banjo-Kazooie now involved. Frame perfect coins. These Thyri, I assume it's Thyri and Kira cannot keep up. Lo and behold, put down, not even a scratch. 44 meters of super built on 05 oppresses. Frankly, I'm not sure how this was allowed, ladies and gentlemen. It's a complete smackdown here. All the smart money was on 05 oppresses, and the money does not lie. With a 74 to 1 payout? No. I believe it's a 7.4 to 1 payout, but my god, smart money on there. Wuhan Virus Gen 7 versus Hospital. Team Hospital? I'm curious, Salty Bit, what is Team Hospital? Is it an actual hospital? Ah, it appears to be waifus, with Dr. Nucleus and Tsundere up against Light Yagami and Lolicard, which is Alucard in lolly form, obviously. I noticed that's also that version of Alucard that Walter was rather annoyed by. So it's really waifu versus, well, Lolicard, which, I mean, really, if you're open-minded enough, is a waifu. This announcer, frankly, is going to put money on Dr. Nucleus. I'm gonna assume the waifus have this one. This seems like a waifu round to me. Alright, and the match begins. Light Yagami somehow calling in a steamroller, which just won. My goodness. That's unprecedented. He just summoned a steamroller, ladies and gentlemen. I thought the waifus had this. I was not aware steamroller powers were in the mix. As Lolicard is... Again, I'm not sure why Dio is here, but Lolicard standing atop the coffin, summoning as well. Perhaps it would help if Tsundere would look at the camera. Trains and more steamrollers brought in. That was a complete smackdown that the likes of which I had never seen before. Plot versus Cannon on Salt Mine, my goodness. Two incredibly formidable foes up against each other. One would say they're one and the same, and yet entirely different. That's really something you'd want to keep to yourself there, bizarre anime Dante. It seems unnecessary. Surely like 10 would have sufficed. Boy, the reveal of that was not quite what I was thinking. Alright, here we go. Team plot of anime sword fighters featuring Servant Amaya and Saber Alter versus Rainbow Dash and Applejack. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. My money's on the sparkly horses. I suppose they are ponies. Ooh! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Somehow, despite not a lot of bets on Team Cannon, somebody throwing a cool million down on the ponies has in fact pushed them over into the favorite, despite the crowd favorite being Team Plot with their anime weeb nonsense. Team Cannon, with its ponies, is the clear money favorite. I don't know how you have $1 million in salty bet to spend, but apparently they spend it on the ponies. Let's see if he'll lose it all on the ponies. If this anime wannabe weeb boy would ever shut up and let the fight start. Ponies off to a strong start, not gonna lie. That is a solid aerial combo with the 1-2 on the ponies. Celebrating as they should. Good on you, Team Cannon. Immediately jumping into it again. Summoning rain clouds. I'm gonna assume that's one of the ponies. Rainbow, probably. Immediate loss. You wear those shades. I'm assuming the rainbow one is Rainbow Dash. Wear those shades, Rainbow Dash. You've earned them. Team Mighty Girls versus Team Magic Girls. Might versus Magic, ladies and gentlemen. Are you on Team Might or Team Magic? We'll find out here in a minute. It's waifu versus waifu versus waifu versus waifu. Ryuli Kong and Miyako Amari versus Alice Buster and Kaname Madoka. Madoka being the only one I'm familiar with, as she existed in Madoka Magica. Not something I've seen, but something I at least know exists. The other three being completely a mystery to me. I'm gonna have to go with the Madoka Magica girl. Simply because I recognize her, kind of. They also have a skeleton with them that may help out in the long run. Let's see who bet. Well, I try and remember where this song is from. Once again, fewer people betting on Team Magic Girls, but despite that, they are clearly the favorited to win, money-wise. It is a 1-2 payout. That said, the Magic Girls are taking a solid beating from the Might Girls, with Alice Buster already down. And Kaname Madoka falling as well. It seems like if they want to win, they're going to have to take down the Might Girls quick and efficiently, which, you know, with magic, hopefully they should be able to do. Somehow that magic did nothing. Solid this time. Ryuli Kong looking not in great shape. Supers being activated left and right here, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, that rain of arrows doesn't seem to have hit its mark. Ryuli's down. Looks like Amari isn't far behind her, as Team Magic is still in good shape. A health restoring ability on Amari. Unprecedented, ladies and gentlemen. It might win her the match if she can keep herself out of harm's way long enough for it to come back. Does not look like it. It is now 1-1. Magic versus Might. Anyone's game here. Skeleton's apparently quite good at beating the crap out of people. I don't really think that counts as magic when you just summon to do Might for you. Solid block on that super move from the rain of arrows. An aerial juggle, unprecedented. That was a brutal beating on poor Madoka there. As now, strawberry-flavored lollies fall from the sky. It is close. Alice Buster is down. It is not looking good for Miss Madoka. Amari is down as well. It is Kong versus Madoka with literally no health left. It looks like Madoka has yet to secure this. It is anyone's game. 30 seconds left. Who's it going to be? They are playing the long game. Something happened. I'm guessing Madoka... Magic Girl won. Okay, Madoka won somehow. Not sure how that worked out. Famed Mimic Go-Go versus... I didn't read that. Okay. Luigi. Famed mimic Go-Go versus Luigi, who does absolutely nothing. You know, I hate to be the guy that sounds like he knows how the fight's gonna go beforehand, what with me not actually betting and simply sitting on the sidelines. However, I can't help but think a guy who mimics people and does absolutely nothing would be a little bit slow in terms of the battle. Seems like a lot of mushrooms and coins are being thrown around, as well as bob-ombs. Hopefully somebody actually does something in this fight. This will be an interesting one to see. Ladies and gentlemen, Salty Bet history is being made here with another really even split at 1-to-1 odds payout. The fight hasn't started? Maybe? Okay, the fight has started, ladies and gentlemen. It's exactly what you thought it was going to be, as they both just stand there and Luigi dies immediately. Okay. That was 2 rounds, apparently. Boa Hancock versus Gangplank Galleon. Boa Hancock I'm familiar with of One Piece fame. Gangplank Galleon, is that one of the Donkey Kong Country characters? It appears to be. It's actually King K. Rool. I do not know why it is called Gangplank Galleon, unless he brings his entire crew with him. That said, Boa Hancock, I believe, has appeared in a few One Piece fighting games. One World, being a particular note, at least in my mind. King K. Rool appearing in Smash Bros., but that is decidedly neither of these characters' sprites from those games. That is the Donkey Kong Country sprite, and frankly, I'm not sure where that Boa Hancock sprite comes from. It might be handmade. That said, again, I'm not familiar with the mechanics of Gangplank Galleon. If he brings his crew with him, I'd say K. Rool has a better shot here. Hancock, I would put money on, provided it is just the Croc himself. Seems the audience was also a bit split, it being a 1-to-2 payout, 2.5 payout. K. Rool, despite not being the Smash Bros. Model, seems to be at a crazy advantage here as he just throws his crown to move in Smash Bros. And Hancock has yet to realize that K. Rool's very short. And as a result, her love projectile is going entirely over his head. Which is really a shame, because there's rather a lot of time to hit him during that crown throw. That is a lot of vulnerable animation, but without moving a single step, King K. Rool has won. It appears it's going to be a repeat of that. Woe be unto anyone who bet on Boa Hancock. She can apparently summon Luffy for a high five. Not sure how that helps her. But sure enough, this appears to be Salty Bet. I'm betting there's some salty people right now in chat, very annoyed that they chose Boa Hancock. And while I said it was, evenly split, it is $1 million difference, frankly. So clearly the smart money was on Gangplank Galleon here. But next time, Boa Hancock, maybe you'll fight somebody taller, or you'll learn how to use those knees of yours. One or the other, preferably. Now they're bent. Have you done that sooner, Miss Hancock? Ryoku versus Asina on Salt Mine. I'm unfamiliar with Asina. I know several Ryokus, it could be any of them. It's not exactly an uncommon name in this sort of community. Well. That appears to be some sort of cow elf child who is not actually in the fight. Ryoku appears to be a magic schoolgirl, not one I was familiar with. Asina also appears to be some sort of samurai schoolgirl. This is another might versus magic. I would like to point out that samurai seems to have a meter with charges. So keep that in mind when placing your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, you cannot place live bets at this moment. This is pre-recorded. Currently recorded on Friday this is 3 p.m. We'll see if Magic can continue to hold claim over Might at the end of this battle. As I'm assuming the schoolgirl on the left would have Magic. On the other hand, she does have finger with gloves, suggesting she's about to open up a can of whoop-ass. It is 4.7 to 1, Ryoku's favor, clearly in favor of the brawler, with a 2.5 million on her versus the 539,000 that was clearly well spent, as Asina is already dead. I assumed the samurai was causing the weather effects. It appears even the Mugen fight engine on Salty Bet here is having trouble registering quite what happened with Ryoku there. Ryoka, ladies and gentlemen. Destroyer of worlds, controller of weather. Poor Asina never stood a chance. I don't even think Ryoka got hit once. Maybe in the first round, certainly not in this second round. A complete domination, and a nice tush to boot. Ryoko. Simon Kin 2019 versus Deathwing. Sometimes it pays to follow the money. We have a dragon versus some weird shit going on. You know what? As cool as a dragon named Deathwing is, I'm gonna toss my money. Obviously, not really. If this gets popular enough, I might actually start betting. I occasionally dip my toe into the Salty Bet mines, as you can see by my 8,400. I'm thinking Simon King's got this. Occasionally the weirdos come out and surprise you, and as cool as Deathwing the Dragon is, I think Simon King's gonna surprise us all by having some sort of ray gun in those pockets of his. Take a drink of my water there. I haven't talked for quite a bit. That is Salt Girl, by the way. It appears people agree with me. It is currently 3.4 to 1. 1.6 million against 500,000. Simon versus Deathwing. Simon appears to fight by pulling a keyboard out of his ass. Might just be a table and dropping it on people. And then he tunneled into the dirt, never to be seen again. Simon Kin, ladies and gentlemen, 2019. The 2020 edition has not yet been released. He's already dead, ladies and gentlemen. Simon Kin, bravo. I think that says it all. Whatever's going on there, that says it all, ladies and gentlemen. You just can't beat weirdos when it comes to this sort of game. Mega Donald versus Tachichu. Now, Donald could be referring to several people. Trump, Duck, Ronald Mick. It's anyone's guess for now. It appears to in fact be Ronald Mick. Tachichu, apparently, I'm going to assume at a slight disadvantage, as it seems old Ronald Mick happens to be submerged in water, which appears to be his natural form. The audience in the back is flooded. Good thing they wore flood pants. I don't know how Tachichu's going to do this. Smart money is on Mega Donald. Thank you very much. A pillar in the Salty Bet community, actually. Really, Tachi shouldn't have even shown up to the fight against Mega Donald. As you can see, he's currently at normal. Let's see how the betting reflects this. Ooh, betting is actually favoring Tachichu at 1.9 to 1. Tachichu getting in some solid hits as Ronald McDonald charges up his form. Fortunately for Tachi, he was not on the receiving end of that blast. Couldn't handle... Omega Ronald appears to be something of a large hitbox, and as long as Tachichu can keep this speed up, he's actually got this next round. The charge-up time on that beam is just a little too brutal for Omega Ronald here. Ronald now having shrunk down to size, just slap the crap out of Tachi. If Ronald gets those hits in, it's all over for Tachi. Tachi able to take the win. I apologize, Tachi. I had you booked down as a loser. You, in fact, pulled it out. Real Goku versus Lightspeed Gonzalez on Salt Mine. Well, we all know how this is going to end. Lightspeed Gonzalez, congratulations on your win. For a man who says never bet on Dragon Ball, I really should bet everything against Dragon Ball. But, you know, that would break form with this video. Lightspeed Gonzalez already celebrating his victory. Cossack dancing with a coonskin hat. He is so quick, he is in 2 nationalities at once, ladies and gentlemen. Old-timey pioneer Western and modern-day Russia. All Real Goku can do is just stand there like a gomless idiot, ladies and gentlemen. Bets are currently open. Surely they've seen by now that you never bet on Dragon Ball. It's the wrong choice. Lightspeed Gonzalez is so lightspeed, his crush meter is in fact backwards. He's just that fast. It appears people never learn. At 1.1 versus 1, 1.7 million versus 1 million against Goku, or for Goku, sorry. He's apparently the favorite to win, which, as you can see, Goku has health regenerating abilities, so that might complicate things. However, Lightspeed Gonzalez, now being thrown through the air by a Super Saiyan Blue, ladies and gentlemen. This might be the end for Lightspeed Gonzalez. Fortunately, though, one might assume he would learn from this 168-point combo, be able to handle Goku with his insane health regeneration, which one might say is, frankly, a little bit egregious in terms of usability. How's one supposed to combat that? You'd have to be the speed of light or something. As you can see, Lightspeed Gonzalez, the ultimate grapple character, spinning Brazilian backbreaker. Really, it's quite interesting that his entire move predicates around, I'm going to hit you with myself. I'm going to throw you in the air and drop you on top of myself. Super Saiyan Blue Goku now apparently is how he health regenerates. Lightspeed Gonzalez is not playing by these rules, however. As you can see, he is frame darting around the map, only pausing to lay some smackdown on Goku. Even charging up Goku could not, with health regenerating yet again, 2 health regeneration modes. Real Goku, ladies and gentlemen, is apparently a dirty cheater. He cannot keep up with Lightspeed Gonzalez. And at a timeout, Lightspeed Gonzalez wins. To look at this screen, it looks like it was a very boring fight. Far from it. Lightspeed Gonzalez keeping up with Goku, unfortunately taking a hit there. Not reflected in his health, curiously. Goku in full form. Kicked out of it by Lightspeed Gonzalez. He couldn't handle it! He couldn't handle it, ladies and gentlemen. He froze Lightspeed Gonzalez. Once again, never bet on Dragon Ball. How many times must I say it? When will they learn? Never bet on Dragon Ball. Look at Lightspeed Gonzalez. You know what that says? Epstein didn't kill himself. That's what he's saying. Rainbow Dash versus Galactus. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. We got the pony herself, creator of the Sonic Rain Boom, coming after the Destroyer of Worlds. He's gonna beat all of the Fantastic Four and that Watcher right there. Let's go, Galactus, Eater of Worlds. Can you handle the pony? I don't think you can. She's 20% cooler than you'll ever be. That said, bets are open. I should have put money down. Never bet on Dragon Ball, ladies and gentlemen. If you take away one thing from this video, take away not only my amazing voice commentating over these fun fights, but never bet on Dragon Ball. 100% of the Dragon Ball characters in this so far video have in fact lost. Betting time over. Let's see where the smart money is. Rainbow Dash taking it at a 1.9 to 1. Again, Who Loves Dean betting on the ponies. Apparently, I'm going to assume Mr. Who Loves Dean over in the top left there, a ponies fan. And by God, he earned it. They put the others down in their previous bout. They absolutely dropped the opponents. Galactus proving to be a much more solid opponent, possibly the lack of Applejack. Rainbow Dash holding her own, but barely, taking a lot of chip damage from Silver Surfer and the other one. That one, yes, sure. Galactus brought his heralds to the fight. One might think that's a little bit unfair, since Rainbow Dash decided to come solo. Not bringing Applejack with her doesn't look good for Rainbow Dash. That's already done, I guess. Just one battle. Mecha Dragon versus Lugia on Salt Mine. Alright, there's a sentence that could not be cooler, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? After saying that, it doesn't live up to the visual majesty I thought it was going to. I assumed some sort of robot dragon versus insanely cool Lugia. That's pretty sure a Mega Man boss versus a thing created in Microsoft Paint. That's just sitting there. Somehow Mecha Dragon's already won? And then he won again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking the wings have a hitbox that was just instantly hitting him there. Team Itty Bitty Titty Committee, I'm sorry, the Itty Bitty Committee versus Toonami Dubs on Salt Mine, ladies and gentlemen. That might be the quickest fight you ever see, by the way. Mecha Dragon versus Lugia. Disappointing all around, I'm not gonna lie. The Itty Bitty Committee seems to be anything but, ladies and gentlemen. They are flopping around more than the cape in the wind. More than more than Kensian's pants, or is it Shishio? I believe it's Kensian. I never saw the anime he's associated from, but whatever, they are some sort of ghost monster samurais versus floppy titties. And powerful thighs. Let's not let the ginormous jubblies detract from the muscly thighs on display from Power Girl, ladies and gentlemen. As much as I would love to stare at the bouncing jubblies all day, gotta admire the thigh work going on with Power Girl. She worked for those gains. 3.3 to 1 on Team Itty Bitty Committee. Waifu's taking it against fighters. Camera decided to pan up to follow Kensian there. Kensian constantly being both blue team here, constantly being juggled. Annihilation according to Power Girl. Solid work on display from the Itty Bitty Committee. I'm not sure what's so itty bitty about them, but I can't argue they are a committee. Using her arms instead of her massive legs, Power Girl uppercutting people. Unfortunately, the anime intro is playing, which means a super move's about to happen. Did not put down as much damage as I thought it would. Looks like Team Itty Bitty Committee's got this all wrapped up. A comeback might be staged, but it is unlikely, ladies and gentlemen. Get it up for Power Girl. And if the name would come back, I'd say it. 122 hit combo. Toshiana, apparently. Toshiana and Power Girl, ladies and gentlemen. The Team Itty Bitty Committee. Palunis versus Solar. I'm unfamiliar with either of these. Palunis versus Solar. Ah, Solar, yes. Now I'm familiar with Solar now. Appearing from, I believe, BlazBlue? I might be mistaken about that. Palunis, however, apparently on a caffeine drip, ladies and gentlemen, needs to calm the hell down. That said, this sort of tactic did win it for Team Smash Bros. Earlier. Insta Mario versus, what was the other one? Well, Insta Mario. Framed in, framed out, kicked the snot out of them. They weren't even on the screen long enough to be remembered, frankly, in this particular commentator's eyes. Nah, if Palunis can sit still, the match can officially start. Looks like Smart Money is barely on Palunis at 1.2 versus 1. 655,000 versus 558,000. Not a lot of betting this time. No $1 million on the ponies, no sir. Solar putting in work against Palunis. Even laying on the ground, he's spasming out there. That's how you know the man's had a few too many coffees. Solar not even taking a hit. Absolutely dunking on Palunis, ladies and gentlemen. Juviapria versus Team Kujia. Kujiji. Team Nonsense versus Team I Can't Pronounce. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Lightspeed Gonzalez back. And Rugal the Fourth versus Rugal the Third and High Speed Mukai. I mean, just mathematically, one would suggest Lightspeed and Rugal the Fourth have the clear advantage here. Somehow Rugal the Third and High Speed Mukai were able to attack during the loading screens. which is really quite the disadvantage for Rugal IV and Lightspeed Gonzalez. However, I would also like to remind that they were not attacking during the loading screens. And did you see how quickly Lightspeed Gonzalez can move? It also looks like Rugal III there might have a cooldown. Very close betting it. Team Nonsense versus Team I can't pronounce. 578,000 versus 466,000. Frankly, I'm still impressed by Lightspeed Ken, his abilities. Rugal IV is already down, ladies and gentlemen. Defeated. Rugal III and High Speed Mukai being all that's left against Lightspeed Gonzalez. Can he handle them? Is the question on everybody's mind. Looks like no. As he was murdered by the tallest, flattest man in the world. Flat Stanley on stilts, ladies and gentlemen. I am told they win as they continue to kick the air unnecessarily. Already into round 2. Lightspeed Gonzalez and Rugal IV taking an immediate advantage as a Katamari happens to roll across screen. Not sure what is happening. Which Rugal that is, it is unsure. It is now Mukai versus Gonzalez. It seems like Gonzalez has won that round. It is down to the tiebreaker, ladies and gentlemen. Can Lightspeed Gonzalez mount a comeback against this minstrel show? I am unsure of what I was looking at just then. It looks like Lightspeed Gonzalez can in fact mount a comeback. As I'm not gonna lie, health is quite clearly missing from Rugal III and High Speed Mukai. Victory for Lightspeed Gonzalez. You simply cannot stop Lightspeed Gonzalez. It's the mutton chops, ladies and gentlemen. They're what allow him to move beyond the speed of light. Tagora 101 versus Kane R. Heinlein. I mean, 101% is hard to argue with. We have insane, muscly robot Frankenstein versus man in a nice suit, ladies and gentlemen. Who's it gonna be? Might be the calmer of the fights we've seen of late. Certainly shaping up that way, as no one's darting around the screen on coke yet. Wouldn't put it past Mr. Nice Suit. Now turning to gold, muscly robotic Frankenstein. Let's see how this shakes out. 3-1, favoring 101% Frankenstein. Not off to a great start to Goro. Able to power through his projectiles and apparently stunlock him forever by flexing at him, Tagoro lays a smackdown on Kainar Heinlein, literally smacking him down to the ground. Despite a promising opening, Kane R. Heinlein simply couldn't pull it through. Unable to stop the bodying, grappling might of Tagoro 101%. Unable to even lay a hand on him. Not looking good for Heinlein. Heinlein is defeated, ladies and gentlemen. Shameful display. China Kohaku versus Team 2. I'm unfamiliar if that is just 2 and it is Team 2. Ah, Cell is gonna blow. We have 2 Stage 3 cells just as he's about to explode, a la Dragon Ball. So as you know, obviously, China Kohaku, congratulations on your win. Despite 2 cells that are about to self-destruct, I somehow don't think China Kohaku is in any danger in this particular fight. Time having run out, Cell now explodes. So is the game to kill Cell fast enough? Is that the game? A curious game, but one China Kohaku may be able to win, depending on how it goes. Really doesn't seem like Cell's even fighting back. 11.4 to 1 at 3.4 million versus 300,000 in the betting arena. Seems like that was the smart money. I really don't see how this is much of a fight. The goal is to just kill both cells before the timer is up. That's really more of a mid-boss in like a bad video game with no checkpoints than an actual fight. They can't do anything except they did summon Goku. They did summon Goku, which obviously did not help them. He actually removed them from the fight entirely, which counts as a forfeit. Power couple versus horsepower. Boy, let's hope it's not horsepower couple, because that is not something I want to see. Power couple versus horsepower. Let's see who we have here. Who could the power couple be? It's anyone's guess. It's a mystery guest on who the power couple and horsepower are. Okay. Power couple appears to be some crazy-ass waifu that spins around, blocking the face of our continued mystery guest, versus horsepower being guys in cars. Really, I have no advice going into this one. It's still going. The timer isn't up. I think the intro might still be going. That said, she's quite an annoying waifu. Betting is closed. There is just no timer, apparently. It is 1-1 here at 551,000 versus 550,000. Mugen Engine having trouble even rendering this fight. That's how powerful it is. There's just too much power couple and horsepower. Is fighting... Here we go. Okay, back to the arena. Mr. Horsepower comes sliding in. Waifu apparently possessing abilities beyond reality, changing her art style entirely. I don't even know where the health bars are. Dave's dead. Power's going up. Life isn't doing so great. Rage is okay. Rage is on fire, actually. Power continues to go up. No Dave. No Dave to be had. Life is going down. No idea whose life. Cars are flying in left and right. Man with a giant fist. They won. I'm not sure who they is, frankly. There's also no HUD to tell me who's... I'm unsure of everything that is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, all I know is that there are cars and they are running people over. That's a guy from Metal Slug down on the bottom there. The cars are acting like they're at a derby. Blocks are now in play somehow. Car is wrecked, making me think it lost. Apparently we are at a tie, ladies and gentlemen. Unprecedented, I am aware. But even this announcer has no idea what is happening. Even men with double-bladed swords can't handle cars, but cars cannot handle the awesome might of summoning S and K enemies. He is run over, ladies and gentlemen. The fighter has been run over by a car. That'll be game. I assume the cars won. Not entirely sure. It should tell us. Yes, Team Horsepower won. Guts versus Sabertooth on Salt Mind. Guts versus Sabertooth. Indeed, it is Sabertooth. This will be the last fight, ladies and gentlemen. I have to edit this video and get it uploaded. Guts' sword, keep in mind, definitely not compensating for something, the way he's holding it at crotch height and length of there. Already smacking into Sabertooth. That said, all Sabertooth needs to do is remind him that he still needs to actually put out a new comic, or a new edition, new volume, new manga, whatever you want to say, and I'm sure Guts will go run and hide. Just ask him where the next chapter of his story is, and he'll vanish. That's all I need to do there, Sabertooth. Money's on Guts, in my opinion. Seems I was right with the favorites, at least. 2-1, 1.3 million versus 650,000. Sabertooth absolutely getting his ass beat in this first round. Air juggles that Dante himself would applaud. Bravo, Guts. Bravo indeed. Round 2, can you keep it up? Starting out not nearly as good. Sabretooth getting in close and pummeling Guts. It appears Sabretooth is very good up close, putting Guts down, ladies and gentlemen, entering the tiebreaker. Now he's going to go hang out with them in his car. Cars were in the last fight. Please, Mr. Sabretooth. It appears as long as Sabretooth can get in close, he's got the clear advantage. It does not look like he'll be getting the opportunity this round, however, as Guts is demolishing Sabretooth so far. Summoning Balrog, apparently. That's all for Sabretooth, ladies and gentlemen. And that is all for me, as I desperately need to get this video edited and up. Giratina versus Atlux on Salt Mine. You know what? We're going to end with a Pokemon. I can't say no to Giratina, ladies and gentlemen. After that disappointing Lugia fight, I owe you an interesting Pokemon fight. And you know what that says? Definitely interesting. We have Giratina of Pokemon fame versus Atlux, a misspelling, therefore probably heavily edited, from Street Fighter. Specifically, that sprite, I believe, is on display from Alpha 3. A very grappling-focused character. He'll have a tough time getting his hands on this Ghost Dragon, ladies and gentlemen. And I know it might not actually be a dragon, I know it's mostly ghost, but, I mean, it looks pretty dragony at this exact moment, so just give me that. I think it is Ghost Dragon, actually. Unimportant, he's the god of death, and he's about to get thrown about the arena by Alex, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this will be more interesting to watch than that horrendous display that was the previous Pokemon fight. Clearing away the pack of weirdos, Giratina rolls up. He is suplexing Giratina, ladies and gentlemen! And he's dead! He's dead! Giratina putting him down during the suplex. Mid-suplex and pile driver, Giratina murders Alex. He's already at less than half health. Lord knows how he did it. He did it again, ladies and gentlemen. Giratina taking the win, giving Alex a heart attack halfway through the battle. Boy, what an amazing defeat. Real Goku versus Darkness Merkava. Well, congratulations on your win, Merkava. I'm sure you'll appreciate it as you continue to rise up in the hearts and minds of everyone. Lord knows Real Goku's not going to win. You saw that, boy. He doesn't deserve to win. He's a Dragon Ball character. When we come back, probably something else. Unless there's weirdly a market for this, that guy looks like he's here to not fuck around. He's got swords for arms. His arms are swords. There aren't even arms there. They are just swords. But anyway, yes, let me know what you thought of this video. I really liked making it, actually. If I get to make another one, I'll probably throw some money around so you can watch me losing money in real time. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I'm Token. I'll talk to you later. Shooting, go share. See you around, Ass Clowns. Never bet on Dragon Ball.